25 years on, anger over the Tiananmen Square crackdown is voiced as loudly as ever in Hong Kong. On June 4, 1989, the Chinese army killed hundreds, some estimate more than 1,000, peaceful protesters, mainly students. They were calling for more democracy, more rights, more freedom. After the bloodshed, it's estimated up to 100 more were executed and 15,000 detained. Others like Wu Kaixi escaped into exile, unable to return to their homeland.
The memory of that night for me has always been difficult to reflect back, and then it keeps me awake at night to think that I am a so-called student leader and then a survivor of this massacre, where many of fellow students and supporters died, participants died in that night.
Since the crackdown, the country still hasn't seen political changes to match the opening up of China's economy. The economic reform of Deng Xiaoping, China's leader in 1989, have helped lift hundreds of millions of people out of poverty, and the country now has the world's second-largest economy.
He said, okay, we are going to give Chinese people the freedom, the economic freedoms, in exchange of political cooperation. That's a lousy deal, because basically it's using our own economic freedom to exchange our political freedom. We are entitled to both.
Some hope that President Xi Jinping would bring in a new era of political tolerance when he took office in 2012. But critics say the opposite happened.
We heard that there's going to be greater openness, and I would have thought that the 25th anniversary of the Tiananmen Square crackdown would have been a great opportunity for him to convert that sort of claim into some practical reality. Unfortunately, what we've seen is that he's chosen repression over reform.
The authorities tried to prevent any fledgling protests from spreading, using mass surveillance, censorship, and force. Flashpoints range from land grabs and pollution to labor rights and censorship. Former student leader Wang Dan believes a repeat of the bloodshed is possible.
I believe that if it happened again, the government would of course not put it down immediately. It would definitely try to handle it peacefully at first. But if that didn't work, then I think it's still very possible it would mobilize troops.
The annual candlelight vigil in Hong Kong draws tens of thousands. Even more are expected for this year's symbolic anniversary on Wednesday. A warning to China, the events of June 4, 1989 won't be forgotten. And to ensure the country continues to feel the pressure for change 2.5 decades later.